Buddy, look at our Leafs.
Yeah, man, they gave me a little bit of a scare, but they're good.
I love that they're off to a 3-0 start. Like, this never happens.
I know, dude, and they don't even have. Wait, what?
And then, yes, please, dude.
What a great goal.
Dude. Crazy throwing waffles. Who are you?
Optimus Prime.
Leafs win 3-2 over the Calgary Flames. Or as I often spell it before autocorrect kicks in, Claggery. Now, before I talk about the game, this whole waiting a week between games thing, how about you don't do that anymore? Like, ever. What is this, the NFL? 82 game schedule and you take a break 2 games in? It's like trying to climb Mount Everest and you get like 2 steps up.
Dude, can we set up base camp?
This past week was almost like, you ever get to open a Christmas present early, like on Christmas Eve? You know, woo, little treat. But the thing about that is you don't have to wait another week until Christmas. Moral of the story, NHL, don't mess with my Christmas. Hockey, see now I'm rusty. So the game. Now the Leafs do actually get off to a good start. Good pace. Creating some chances and making Kiprusoff make some big saves. The Flames managed to fight off all that and then coming back the other way, Curtis Glencross and Scott Hannon both score less than 2 minutes apart and it's 2-0 Flames. So remember last video when I said the Leafs should be able to beat the Flames? I'm watching it like, oh, I jinxed it. Steve! GTFO! Is that just the thing we say to jinxes now?
It's the thing I say to you.
Fair enough. So what do you got to do when you're down 2-0? Score. Or so I've read in the hockey rulebook. New to Twitter, Phil Kessel has the puck, DMs Joffrey Lupul. Lupul goes K-Thinks and then scores with a nice little shot that kind of fools Kiprusoff. It was a nice shot with a quick release, but I think what screwed up Kiprusoff is it almost looked like Lupul lost the puck. But he did not. Lead, waka, cut to 1. But then it starts getting late in the third. The Leafs did cut the lead, but don't want to go into the third down. And they almost went in down 2. Bozak with a great back check to cut off the pass to Iginla because if he gets this puck, love James Reimer, but Iginla doesn't miss those too often. Iginla's been captain consistency over his career, and one of the things he does consistently is score. Then Carl Gunnarsson, excellent outlet pass to Phil Kessel, which is just weird because from what I've been reading online, Caberlet was like the only person in the NHL who could do that. Just weird, you know, that Gunnarsson was able to do that. By the way, Caberlet -5 through his first 5 games. Phil Kessel fights off Butler and roof on Kiprusoff. That's a tie game. That's 4 goals in 3 games so far. Third period comes, and remember what Cody Franzen said about being sat for the first 2 games? People got kind of mad at him. Oh, you can't say those things because that's a locker room issue and it's supposed to stay in the locker room, suit and tie. Because yeah, why would a guy be uncomfortable about being a healthy scratch? This is weird. But what Franzen meant to say was he's uncomfortable being a healthy scratch because, you know, in the third period he sets up game-winning goals. And that's exactly what he did, dishing it off to Phil Kessel, who gives Kiprusoff a little gah-gah-gah-gah. That's what a deke is called now. My name's no longer Steve Dangle, it's Steve gah-gah-gah-gah. Apparently he scored with a fishing rod and the puck just barely crosses the line. And I love Kessel's reaction to that goal. It was like very temporary outrage followed by gangster celebration. That is in! And then just really calm, oh yay, we scored. And here's something about Phil Kessel that we always seem to forget in Toronto. On a team as young as the Leafs, he's still one of the youngest players. He's awesome, he's got 3 straight 30-goal seasons, but he's still learning. Well, last year, Ron Wilson was talking about how he wanted to see him become more of a versatile scorer. Well, here's a nice pass to Lupul, the patented Kessel snapper that we're used to, and a backhand deke. He was in on all 3 goals and found a way to get it in 3 different ways. It's a big part of the reason why he's got 5 goals in 3 games so far. Actually, 5 in the last 2. But anyway, all the Leafs got to do, close this one out. I'm gonna reenact me watching the final minute.
Giordano comes in after centering pass.
Oh, I think he really is a transformer. You can say it wasn't a very well-placed shot, and it wasn't. You can say Reimer got lucky, and maybe he did. Who cares? He stopped it. Anyone else hear Reimer talk about that save after the game? How he just kind of closed his eyes and screamed? I think that just shows the intelligence and the maturity in James Reimer. He is evolving his style to emulate the best goaltender in the league. It sounds like he's adopted the Tim Thomas style, which, as I mentioned last season, isn't stand-up, isn't butterfly, it's flail! Flaily McFlail! So basically the style of who gives a crap as long as you stop it. And as I posted on my Twitter just after the game, when I'm working on an important document, I don't click save. I click James Reimer. I used to click Craig Anderson. I lost a lot of projects. So the Leafs start 3-0 once again. And with yet another home game to start the season, the Leafs could go 4-0, but they're going to have to get through Colorado. And I got to say, coming into the season, I didn't think Colorado was going to do much, but wow, have they been good out of the gate. Because they paid a lot to get Semyon Varlamov. Like, it looked like Washington might get a lottery pick. But that's not the case anymore. And question for that game. Colorado was coming off a shootout win, but the Leafs haven't had a shootout yet. I know it varies from goalie to goalie, but if you're Ron Wilson, who do you send out there in the shootout? Give me your top 3, and then, we'll say 2 spares. That's it for this LFR. Follow me on Twitter, add me on Facebook, add me on all that crazy stuff that's going to be in the underbar, and thank you for watching.
Good job, man. I'm proud of you. Just because Clark MacArthur's back doesn't mean you have to use the...
Oh my...